Hello, and welcome back to the next episode in our Pillars of Eternity campaign, playing as Kasemir the Cipher. We're picking up from where we left off in the last episode, which places us smack dab in the middle of the Deerford village. We've spoken to most of the residents in town and have picked up a number of quests to press on with, one of which is the quest from Rumbolt, the pig farmer over here. He wants us to slay an ogre in the woods, which apparently broke into his pig pen and stole a number of his swine, presumably to eat them. We also met Lord Harond over here in the Drakagen Inn. He wants us to look for and locate his daughter Elise, who has gone missing. Hendina over here at this cart wants us to find a dragon egg. Apparently there is a nest of drakes and worms somewhere in the woods, and she wants us to collect a dragon egg, and hopefully we don't get burned alive in the process. But we've gone up against drakes and worms and all that before, so I think we'll be okay. We've got the Grieving mother over here, who we will go and speak to shortly. And then we also need to go and speak to Treagle the courier again, as we've got a few leads on the location of Alice, and she was seen speaking to him, so maybe he can give us some proper directions and help us find where she actually is. We also finished a quest in the last episode. Medrith, the elf we met on the way into town, who seems to have some connections to House Dominel, wanted us to locate Nifra, an Orlin who apparently had stolen something from the Dominels. We found her in the Drakagen Inn, and we promptly killed her. So the Dominels are quite happy with us. As you can see, we've got overwhelmingly good reputation with them, which I think we already had before doing that quest. But nevertheless, Medrith was happy that we'd killed Nifra on behalf of the Dominels, so they've left, and we got some neat loot from Nifra and her compatriots as well. And we didn't suffer any reputation loss with the Deerford village, which is always nice. So, we're going to pick up and from where we left off and keep going, and that involves...
Are you staring at my eye patch or my ear stump?
Sorry, I was only thinking. The eyeless face seems to hound my steps. They say he unravels mysteries as well as hides them, but I'm starting to doubt it.
Wild does not unravel, but he helps guide you to the path of learning for yourself. If he gave us answers, the resulting knowledge would be without value.
You never get frustrated? With all these riddles and obtuse prophecies? Just once, I'd like to get a clear answer.
And just once, I'd like to meet a woman who goes into heat at the first whiff of Stelgar urine. But that's not going to happen either.
Alright. Well, nice little banter between Harabius and Kana there about Whale. We also can actually level up, which maybe we'll do that before speaking to the Grieving Mother, just because we probably will end up recruiting her and then we'll have to dismiss someone from here. So, with that in mind, let's level Kana. Give him survival, and I'll give him a few athletics points. And we've got another phrase we can get. Friendly aura, 25% burn damage. Puts a burning effect on all ally weapons. Afilath us Mithfir. We've got 7 men onto the deck they went, which allies in the area of effect gain a bonus to freeze and shock damage reductions. And a bonus to defense against the prone affliction, which isn't really that great. The dragon thrashed, the dragon wailed. Foes in the area will take 11.8 burn and slash damage every 3 seconds. That's pretty good. I think that's quite good. The Silver Knight's shield broke both arrow and blade. Gives friendly allies plus 10 deflection in the area. I think we'll take the dragon thrashed, the dragon wailed. And then we need to edit his
Following your lead.
chant to slot that in. So we've got sure-handed Ela knocked her arrows with speed, lo their endless host, the Harbinger's doom, and we'll take off come soft winds of death. We'll put the dragon thrash, the dragon wail, and then we'll put the soft winds of death back on. Alright, so he's chanting 4 things, which I think is fine. Not too bad. Alright, cool. Next up, we've got Durance. He's already got 10 lore, 6 survival. We'll give him some athletics. And we can master a spell. Now, mastering a spell allows a free use of that spell once per encounter. Wizards' mastered spells do not need to be in their grimoire in order to gain the free use. So I'm tossing up between Armor of Faith, which gives +4 damage reduction for 40 seconds, and Blessing, which gives +5 accuracy and 10% damage for 27 seconds. I'm thinking I'll go with Blessing, because then I can just use it in literally every encounter, like I do Interdiction and the other ones. Whereas Armor of Faith, I mean, yes, if I master it, I could use it in every encounter, but I don't need to use it in every encounter, and I probably won't use it in every encounter. So Blessing, it's just damage, so I'll always use it. So I'll go with that one. And we get some new spells, which we'll have a look at. So this is our mastered one, Blessing. And then we've got Champion's Boon, gives +10 might and perception and damage reduction for 40 seconds to one friendly target. We've got Pillar of Holy Fire, which does burn damage in that area of effect. We've got Prayer Against Imprisonment, immunity to Paralyzed and Petrified, which is great. We've got Restore Critical Endurance, which is a small area of effect heal, but like quite a large heal. Revive the Fallen, that'll bring someone, get them to stand back up if they've been knocked out. Salvation of Time increases the duration of active beneficial effects. But they have to be already active. Okay. And then Shields for the Faithful, +25 deflection for 40 seconds, which is not bad, actually. Alright. Next up is Adair. He's got good athletics already. If I get him to 7 survival, I can give him more damage reduction, so let's do that. And we get a new fighter ability, so we can get Armored Grace to reduce the armor speed penalty, so he'll attack faster. Unbending, 3 per rest, he can have 50% of his damage taken converted to healing over time for 15 seconds. Confident Aim, 20% of grazes converted to hits and increases the minimum damage by 20%. Disciplined Barrage, once per encounter, he can be more accurate, +20 accuracy. Critical Defense, 20% of incoming crits converted to hits, 10% of incoming hits converted to grazes. Clear Out will do crush damage in a cone in front of him and knock people over, 2 per rest. Into the Fray, twice per encounter he can charge forward and do pierce damage. And Fearless makes him immune to Frightened and Terrified. I don't mind that, but I think Critical Defense, we'll go with that. Make him even tankier. Let's do that. Alright, cool. Aloth is up next. So let's give him 1 more in survival. And we'll give him a few in athletics. And that's good, I think. And we can pick some tier 5 spells. Now, we've already bought some. So these are just sort of extra ones, I think. So this one, -10 resolve and 10 intellect and 10 perception for 14 seconds on a target. I mean, is that all it does? Creating 2 less powerful versions. Oh, okay, so yeah, alright. It's not the worst, but it's not great. Call to Slumber causes a group of enemies to momentarily fall asleep, falling unconscious for a short duration. Sitzel's Spirit Lance summons a weapon. Okay. So it's a pike. Does crush and pierce damage. Oh, it does AoE crush damage. Oh. Interesting. Lengrath's Safeguard. An insidious magical contingency activates when the caster hits 50% endurance. He or she immediately knocks all immediately close enemies prone while gaining a damage reduction and defense bonus for a short time. Malignant Cloud does 17 to 25 raw damage in an AoE every few seconds. Not bad. Ninnagoth's Bitter Mooring. It looks like the target is hit with a stuck affliction and becomes an anchor for a frigid ray of energy from the wizard that does freeze damage to creatures in its path. So it's like our beam. Not bad, actually. And it also sticks people that get caught by the beam. It's pretty good. Torrent of Flame. Does 45 to 62 burn damage around the caster. Owl's usually up the back, so I don't think that's useful. Wall of Force creates a semi-permeable barrier that inflicts crush damage and hobbles enemies when they pass through it, but leaves allies unscathed. It's very low damage though. And Form of the Helpless Beast transforms a single kith enemy into a pig. The pig has very poor defenses but can move quickly. Okay. That's actually interesting. I think we go Malignant Cloud, and I'll go the Bitter Mooring, and if I ever come across these other ones, I'll buy them. But these two seem the most useful. Lengrath's Safeguard's not terrible. The others, I don't know. They don't seem that great. And we can also master a spell, allowing a free use of that spell once per encounter. Wizards' mastered spells do not need to be in their grimoire to gain the free use. Alright, so it doesn't need to be in our grimoire. Dazzling Lights. See, some of these, like Chill Fog, I'm not going to use that every encounter, because not everyone's susceptible to freeze damage. Consulhort's Parasitic Staff. Again, not going to use that ever. Eldritch Aim. It's not terrible. I mean, that could be worthwhile, but it only lasts 15 seconds. Fan of Flames, Fleet Feet, Ghost Blades, Jolting Touch, Calicoth's Sunless Grasp, Miniletter's Minor Missiles, Crush and Corrode. Slicken's not bad, AoE prone for 5.6 seconds. Could be useful. Spirit Shield, Thrust of Tattered Veils, 20 to 39 crush damage, and Wizard's Double. Kind of like the idea of Slicken, 3.8 meter radius, but Eldritch Aim could also be quite good. Just getting more accuracy, meaning that more of our attacks will either hit or crit. But I think we'll go with Slicken, and I can always respec if I don't find myself using it enough. And last but not least, we can level ourselves up. I think we'll just grab another point in mechanics, and we can get 2 level 5 powers. So we've got Ringleader, which will dominate a target and then charm other enemies in the area of effect. Imprints an insidious and powerful compulsion to obey the Cipher across all enemies in the area of effect, dominating the target and charming all others. Borrowed Instinct ransacks an enemy's intellect and perception for energy, causing damage to those enemy attributes while boosting the Cipher's defenses and accuracy. Not bad. We've got Detonate, splinters the target's soul with sheer force, inflicting raw damage to them. Targets with low endurance explode, causing crush damage to all in the area of effect. And Tactical Meld connects the mind of the Cipher with an ally to gain the ally's knowledge of his or her enemy, bestowing an attack upon the Cipher towards the enemy the ally is attacking. Oh, an attack bonus upon the Cipher. So, when attacking the same enemy as the target, we get plus 20 accuracy for 38 seconds. So, I could use that on Kana, and then Kana and I could attack the same thing. That could be good, I guess. I don't know. I think we'll go Ringleader and Detonate, though. I just like the idea of those. The Ringleader certainly sounds very good. So that is what we will do. Cool. Alright, so that's all the level ups. The woman looks briefly through you, as if she doesn't know you're there. Well, let's speak to the Grieving Mother. I don't know what's worse, the smell of the pigs or the smell of the people. Me neither. Alright. Let's speak to the Grieving Mother. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colourless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long, fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman. Unremarkable. Maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There is a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack colour, in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded, or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different. Not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like ardra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Berath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head, turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing, crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. Of that, you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul, but it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists, and where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here. The child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back and retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. What did you do to me?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hands moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm.
She swallows, and the chime sounds as her hand shakes. She stops, her hand frozen in the air.
The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
Her question seems to be for both of you. I encountered a Beowick, yes, and it did something to me. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau. Yet the image was so clear, so sharp. You're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift, a watcher's gift.
It felt like a pathway between our minds, but strange, gentle.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There is silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Assemble the thought. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and a calm sky looks down upon you. Alright, well maybe we'll dismiss Kana.
Safe travels.
And add the Grieving Mother. There we go. Let's have a look at her. Those are those chimes. So she's got fine powdered armor, she's got a dagger and a crossbow. She's a level 1 Cipher, Meadowfolk. Her background is that she's from the Deerwood, and she's a midwife. She's got fairly middling stats, good intelligence, good dexterity, but otherwise pretty, average for the rest of them. Obviously my Cipher is heavily stacked towards might, dexterity, perception, intelligence, and tanked in constitution and resolve. She's a bit more balanced. Probably won't keep her in the party long term, because I've already got a Cipher. But let's level her up anyway. We'll give her some points in survival. And I'll give her the antipathetic field. And we'll give her biting whip to modify soul whip to do more damage. Give her more points in survival. We'll give mental binding for paralyze, and we'll give phantom foes for the -10 enemies needed to flank. And then, you know what, we'll give her some athletics points. We'll give her the Psycho-Vampiric Shield, which gives her more deflection. And we'll give, not Psychic Backlash, we'll give Draining Whip, which increases the focus gain from Soul Whip. And I think we'll just give more athletics. For level 3 powers, we'll give her Puppet Master, and or do we want to give Soul Ignition? Fractured Volition. We'll give Soul Ignition and Secret Horrors. More athletics. Now we'll take Puppet Master. And we'll give her the Apprentice's Sneak Attack. More athletics for her. For the level 4 power, Body Attunement. Steals 7 damage reduction from a target. Mind Lance will do pierce damage in a line, basically. Pain Block. Silent Scream. Wild Leech. Going between 25% of incoming. Crits converted to hits. Hits converted to grazes. Grazes converted to misses. And 3 move speed for 40 seconds. I'll give her Going Between and Silent Scream. She's going to be kind of like melee, not ranged, so I think that makes sense. I won't use those points on that level. Body Attunement, I don't think we need. Although stealing damage reduction, maybe. Shame it can only use that on an ally. Psychic Echo, Amplified Thrust, Mind Blades, Recall Agony, Eye Strike, Blinded and Dazed. Maybe Recall Agony. Give her that one. Yeah, let's give her a Recall Agony. And for this talent, something offensive. Hold the line. Do 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 do. Don't think anything defensive, so definitely offensive. Savage attack, melee damage but less accuracy. Yeah. Envenom strike, raw damage. Not sure about that one. Dangerous implement, no, that's wands, scepters and rods. Maybe the 2 weapon style. Dual wield attack speed. Or vulnerable attack to get the DR bypass. 20% of hits converted to crits against targets with low endurance. Plus 0.5 to crit damage multiplier against targets with low endurance. I think let's get the 2 weapon style. She'll dual wield daggers or something. And for the tier 5 powers, let's go detonate and borrowed instinct, ringleader, tactical meld, 20 accuracy when attacking the same target. I'll get ringleader, it's pretty useful. We probably won't use her long term in the party anyway, but just a little bit. So what can I give her to use in terms of weapons and that sort of thing? I've got a stiletto that you can use. Put that in your main hand. And beyond that, it's pretty much all I've got. Yeah. Well, which is fine. We can give her some extra dexterity. And that's really all I can do. Oh, do I give her more intellect? The more dexterity is fine. And then for armor, yeah, maybe we give her Night Runner. So that was the new piece we picked up. We've got Pallegina's breastplate, which does 50% armor damage reduction, which is Sun-touched mail of Higher and Wrath, minus 45%. So she'll attack much more slowly. Gives her Sunbeam. I think Night Run is good. Minus 30%. It's DR 8 over 6. We'll give her some defense when disengaging. Let's give her that. I think that's fine. Alright. Like I said, we're probably not going to use her long term anyway. Cool. Okay, yeah. Let's speak to her a little bit more.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Yes, I had questions for you. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. You addressed me as a Watcher when we met. Do you know what a Watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
Yet I do not know from where it came, if I have given offense. Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I have given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Why are you afraid? I do not know. It is an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. Alright. How is it no one can see you?
Their eyes see me, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear. A peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing. As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
How are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask. I want to discuss something different. I wanted to know more about you.
And I you. In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
What do you think of Deerwood and the Empire? Those titles are markings on a map, and channel people's minds in violent directions. Such things are a threadbare blanket cast over the world where men and women seek more importance than simply being. How do you see the world then? The world is a field of souls, tilled by Barath's wheel. The thought of cultures and territories do not concern me. The sowing and harvest of the field does. Barath's wheel has slowed, perhaps stopped altogether. Whatever words, titles, laws, and blades not devoted to carving away the harm, or healing that wound, holds little importance for me. There's something else I would know about you. I welcome your questions. It is a strange sensation, after so long. Why are you called the Grieving Mother? The air seems to go still for a moment, and time stretches as it did before when the two of you first met. There is a wash of uncertainty from her mind, slowly shaping into questions that swirl and do not coalesce. She does not move. She seems paralyzed, as if you have just wrapped her in a cold blanket.
That is a question for you, not I. That is not my name, although if you wish to hang the title on me, I cannot stop you. Is that what you see when your eyes fall upon me?
So I named you? As a watcher, you may see what I do not, or your mind shapes the thoughts I project into a new meaning. There is truth in that title, but it is not all I am. So what do you grieve then? You must have felt it, seen it. It has as many names as the pain it has caused. As the words take shape, they seem to tumble from her, and the wave is great, rushing into your mind. To your surprise, you feel as if you've been touched by the beerwick again, and behind it, cutting through the torrent like a knife, are the thoughts of the Grieving Mother. There is a wound cut across the belly of the world, a jagged knife that has stripped the stems from men and carved furrows across the wombs of women. There is much I have forgotten, but I can feel the wound all around me. It will not let me rest, not let me be. The children have gone silent, yet their voices may be heard again. Are you speaking of the Hollowborn? The word. There is a slowness of thoughts, as if the word is being weighed, accepted. It doesn't feel natural to her. You can sense it. It was once unknown to me, as was much of what unfolded in the outside world. When the curse came upon us, I thought it a smaller thing, a thing of communities and hearths. Her thoughts seemed to stumble, as if on weak legs. It was only when I walked did I feel it stretching out around me, in all the cracks of the world. Children have been cursed. I do not think it was something they caused, nor something deserved. That which is inside them has been torn away. I do not know how, but this wound must be stitched closed. The world bleeds forth from between a woman's legs. If this blood is not stemmed, the world will die and grow quiet. Do you know its cause? There is a desperation, a welling fear. You can almost feel her thoughts shivering, and you realize she is as lost as you are on the matter. And then, a sudden, sharp clarity. I shall know it. Through you. Your eyes will track the cause, find the path, and I will be beside you. There is no wound that cannot be healed, and if you truly are a watcher, then this wound may be seen for what it is. You saw me where I hid. Whoever's hands have stilled the world, you shall see them too. And if there is no way to heal it, what then? I will be there, and you will do what must be done. You were given your sight so that you may watch the world, and you will tend to it. The children shall have their voice again. If your will is weak, then I shall strengthen it. Lean upon me. You feel a weight in her words, as if her hands are on your shoulders. You feel the questions in your mind lose their edge and become merely words, as I lean upon you. You shall be my eyes, as I shall be your hands when the time comes.
That is a question for...
Let's see what the other option says. What if sealing the wound causes more damage? Oh, okay, same option. Alright, where are you from? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision. Then there is the sound of the chimes bound on her wrist as she reaches out to the air in front of you, as if grasping it, then pushing it aside. I have travelled far, so far that even the memory of such a place is distant. Past the words, the chime echoes in your head, and it seems to echo again, as if falling down a long stone crevice, and never reaching the bottom. The chill persists for a heartbeat longer, then fades. The memory is lost, but I do not feel as if the memory I hold is the same as home.
And I you. In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
Okay. Alright. Well,
And I you.
let's continue our journey for now. Alright. I just gotta go grab something quickly, so I'm just going to pause here for a second. Alright, let's get back to it. So we'll continue our conversation with the grieving
Your mind
mother.
comes bearing questions, Watcher.
So yeah, you addressed me as a watcher. Do you know what a watcher is?
The title came...
Okay, why are you afraid? Let's ask this. Have you encountered watchers before? I do not know. It is an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. Okay. When we first met, how was I able to enter your dream? If I have answers, I will share them. Well, we'll see.
I do not know. What do you speak of? If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
As she speaks, you suddenly feel an odd sensation in your mind, as if walking in her thoughts would be as if walking down a back street of merchant stalls. The claustrophobia of wooden shelves and canvas tarps made less oppressive by the sheer number of enticing vials and bottles that stretch out to the sides of you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you could enter her dream and observe it without her ever knowing, and in response, your hand twitches. There is the feeling that you could simply pick up a vial, taste it, sample it, and keep the memory as your own. And suddenly you find yourself back in your present thoughts, though you are away for but a moment. She seems unaware of your diversion of thought. It may be one of your gifts, an ability to walk in memories as easily as someone walks upon the ground. May I try again? You feel her slowly nod, though she makes no motion. My mind is open to you, as it was before when we met. I could not stop you if I wished. I don't want to impose, I seek your permission. My memory is not as it was. Much has been forgotten. If you would walk in my thoughts, I have nothing hidden. Her thoughts feel strangely apologetic and welcoming, both at once. Perhaps you may learn something that will strengthen you, or a clue to what has caused this terrible burning of the fields of souls and halted Bareth's wheel. Her mind gives way, your passage almost unnoticed as you enter her as before, circling the memory you shared when you first met. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you in the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. Yeah, this is all the same as what we went through before. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. So we'll focus on the chimes, and we'll be coaxed deeper into the memory. The ground is silver white, shimmering like Adra. Okay. And yet we're weaving and helping this woman give birth. And we may as well follow it to its conclusion. Yeah, we've read all of this before, so we'll surrender the child now. And we'll slowly pull back and retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. The grieving mother stands silently before you. She seems unaware of what you've seen, or that you've entered her memories at all. I walked again in your dreams, thoughts, and I believe your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming at her wrists quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
The dream, the memory I saw upon meeting you, it was you, helping give birth to a child. There is silence, and as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance, a newborn child, almost exactly like what you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands, as if weaving, her wrists chiming as she does so, in a semblance of the gentle turning she provided while the newborn was crowning. To your surprise, you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even as they are new to you. As she weaves her hands through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still, yet the sound of the chimes weaves almost hypnotically into your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you were towering over your surroundings, as if kneeling atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing her movements. In a ragged voice, you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
Her eyes, now terribly sharp and real, are filmed with white, silver white, like Adra. I'll go with the Cipher option, I suppose. It was in the middle of a forest, atop a great plateau. The sky was clear, mist blanketing the trees. As she kneels before you on the ground, she whispers to you, hoarsely and even fainter with the distance between you.
The stone of the plateau. Its color. Tell me its color.
Well, I think it was the second one. It was silver Adra, its surface warmed by the sun. As you watch, her hands rise before her. She clasps them, then cups them, as if feeling them for the first time, and she stares down into the cradle of her hands, and the chimes sound once, twice, as they swing with the movement.
And what did these hands hold?
Again she speaks, sharp, hoarse. A newborn child. There is a sudden intake of breath, and then a release. Her eyes blur closed, forming into slits, but in the brief glimpse you have of her changing expression, the rippling pain in her features seems to have smoothed. She swallows once, twice, and then you feel her once again in your thoughts, the rasping husk of her voice swallowed and drawn within her.
It was the birthing bell you saw. Has it been so long? Have I forgotten so much?
There is surprise, followed by a rising horror swirling beneath the words. With the words comes a river of impulses, thoughts as if loosed from a breaking dam, and as your mind wraps the impulses into words, you realize it is her muscles and her hardened thoughts relaxing and breathing again. There is such an intensity, you almost want to step back from the flow, but you find the wave of impulses cause questions to float to the surface. Among them is a name, Watcher. What is the birthing bell?
It is a plateau formed of the spirit stone Audra. At its top is set a great bell, cradled in the reaching arm of the plateau. It stirs in the wind, and it sounds for leagues when struck by kith hands. In distant times, the great bell served as a Glanfathan watchtower, perhaps. Why they abandoned it, I do not know. Other men came in time, settlers, and claimed the tower as their own. I, in turn, claimed it from them. The pillar became a cradle where I could draw new souls into the world.
Where is the birthing bell located? The birthing bell lies deep in the great forests of the Deerwood, at the borders of Glanfathan lands. Surrounding it, barely a town, not one you would find on any map, but it held an important place for those there, even if we were far from the beaten track. Small families, tied like a knot, joined at the wrists in mind, in thought. All were welcome. All had purpose. In your memory, were you helping a woman give birth?
Yes. Yet, I believe you only saw a small part of the birthing ritual. It is not all in a moment, nor in a day. It is a journey of many years between the child, the mother, and I.
There was much I could do to aid the mother. Some sought the physical comforts of ritual to steady their thoughts, even Audra from the bell. Others would seek advice, words of counsel for the days ahead. I was able to provide drafts, tinctures, and a reading of the child's spirit, all to strengthen the mother. Can you tell me about the birthing ritual?
The ritual was one of many steps. It took many tens of years to carve them, but always the child's thoughts were there to guide me, from the moment it began to awaken, to the 3 seasons within the mother, to the birthing day, and the years to follow. The child's thoughts, that is where it began. The expectant mother, I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child, before she could. I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing bell atop the plateau in her mind, letting the memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often, the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts.
You sense the mother's thoughts? Sharing memories and thoughts can bond lives together, as can hardships, and most of all, the sharing of what is familiar. The bell itself provided shelter for such thoughts, opportunities to see deep into the crevice, hollows in the rock where one could find shelter, clefts where you could feel the Audra all around you. As she speaks, you feel your legs bent, crossed, and the warmth of walls around you, and blankets woven thick beneath you. Such shared images can bond souls even tighter, and allow them to draw strength from each other. You mentioned the ritual lasted years. What would happen after the birth? Once the pain is channeled away, and the mother and child breathe again, I sound the birthing bells on my wrists, and allow the mother to hear the child's thoughts. the ringing echoing in each other's thoughts. The bells open the way between them. Let her feelings pass into the newborn, and let her feel the child in return. And when the feelings meet, that is when I weave another memory, and leave it tied in their minds. Did these bells play an important role in the birthing process? Yes, and for years after, I gave a set to the child after delivery. It is a reminder of the memory the mother and child shared. You feel an odd sensation, a warmth, and you can feel a smile being shared. Then it flickers, and it is gone. As the bells coax the child forth, so they accompany the child onwards, fastened about the wrists to care for him in mind and body. There is no magic in it, except the magic of practicality. If a child sought to leave their cradles or escape their cribs, the mother could know through the warning of the chimes alone. At times, if the bond was strong, so would I. The sensation of a smile comes again, slower, more knowing, between you. If not watched, children, much trouble may be had from tiny hands. The chimes are kept until the child needs them no longer. When I no longer can hear them sounding in my mind, I know their spirit has changed, and the bonds we shared are long gone. This shedding may last many years, or but a few, but it is necessary. You watched over these children for years after their births? Children are fragile things. Even the ties of blood and mind may not be enough. They must be watched, and even then, the body may fail the mind. But if watched, even the most sickly child may cling to life if determined enough, and many of their souls were tied to me. If a child's spirit failed, I could sound the chimes in their mind and grant them strength, even from afar. It did not always serve, but it gave hope. It sounds like you've seen tragedy, too. Enough to never wish to feel it again. In the times before the bell, children who died were cast upon the waters of the lake beyond the bell. Sometimes, while alive, if their paths and futures were deemed weak. It was a different time. Children were treated carelessly. Those times are past. I have other questions about the birthing bell. Ask what you will. I will provide what answers I can. Well, let's discuss something different. I heard the name Watcher. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. No, I heard the name Watcher in your thoughts when you remembered that... Actually, can you tell me more about the birthing bell?
It is where I could draw new souls into the world. I recall some of the memory of it through what you have seen, but not all.
So why would you give a telling of a child's spirit?
Many would come seeking their child's future, or a reading into the child's past, the lives its soul is said to have lived.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen, and there is a spike of fear, alarm.
Such things are not mine to see. I meant no offense.
Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. You feel the word Watcher resounding in her mind. I didn't know you had the ability to read souls.
That sight, past lives, future lives.
There is a slight hesitation in the grieving mother, a brief spike of worry, then quelled. The sensation is an odd one, but vanishes as quickly as it came.
Such sight lay beyond me, yes.
You're frightened. Something about watchers. As the thought of watchers crosses your mind, you feel a sharp pain, stabbing, and the sudden burn of lashes across your back and shoulder. And then it is gone, and you feel the grieving mother before you. Silent, almost fearful, wary.
I was something else, but because the title Watcher was cast on me, the word carried a weight I had neither earned nor deserved. The world seems filled with such titles. They distract, I think, from the actions of the person, from their strengths.
Why did you believe you were a watcher?
The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers. It even granted me strength. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little in the light of one's acts.
But if they came to you to read their child's souls, what did you tell them?
I drew upon the present. I felt the soul of the mother before me, and used that to tell the child's path, to give it a voice. If only the thoughts of the mother and the emotions that lie beneath were mine to impart. I did, and so I used that as the telling of their child's future.
What if it turned out to be untrue?
Futures fulfilled by one's own spirit are as strong as anything seen by another's eyes. And if one draws from the emotion of the mother, it matters only when harm is done. And their lives I knew well. I could weave their lives, their thoughts over time, to the mother, to the child, and once the child had been born, was sheltered, I could relax the threads of thought until the child could stand on its own.
So you shaped their thoughts and made the readings true?
This is my calling, to show them the life I see before them, and even greater, make them believe it.
That is not what a watcher does. We do not shape minds, we see them as they are.
Even the most strongly worded tells may not be enough to save a child and allow it to be born. If I have the strength to strip away the stem of a mother's spite to expose kindness, weave nurturing from disdain and neglect, then that is my calling. And with the weight of Watcher behind my thoughts, these tells gain strength. Strength I never possessed on my own. They believed. And what they believed became the truth. With each child that was set upon that path, the title of Watcher became stronger. You must understand, without such weight upon my words, many lives would have been lost, drowned, cast in the lake beyond the bell. Now the trail to the lake is lost and reclaimed by the forest, as was meant. A Watcher was not there to look over us, but it was a Watcher that saved them, and with a Watcher's strength, children were born, were cared for, and grew strong.
Well, I mean, to inflict your will on another is not a reading, that is control. But, on the other hand, these people were going to drown children based on if they had a weak future, so seems your readings were necessary, I suppose.
What use is a frightened will when a spirit is at stake? Would you let the fears of a mother end her newborn's life? You felt it in the memory, the weight of it, the importance of the child's life. It was a memory we shared.
That memory, it's not the truth, is it? And suddenly, there is a rasping cry across your consciousness. She raises her hands, and you see the chimes drape from them, yet they make no sound as she moves.
A greater good was done, and children were saved. It is a choice you may be forced to make one day, and when faced with it, you will make the same one.
I refuse to exercise that kind of control over others, even for a greater good. No, when that happens, I'll be making my own choice.
This choice is not yours to make, Watcher. You will do as the world needs, as its children need. It is greater than you and your twist of sight.
Got other questions. I heard the name Watcher in your thoughts when you remembered the birthing bell. Why?
It is because I once believed I was one, and others believed I was one.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen. There is another name for someone with our abilities. This cipher does not define you any more than Watcher does. It diminishes the nature of who you are, dims the flame of thought and drive. Yet if it calms others to define you in such a way, then comfort may be taken in that. That is a cloak, as well, that serves to dispel fear, hate. Do you know anything about Watchers? I feel that they were once marked, hated. Such hate feels dimmed now. I can feel it. Other hatreds have risen for other titles, but they burned bright in the past. Now hates have shifted focus, and they may fall on the same again, either you or me. Why did you believe you were a Watcher? The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers. It even granted me strength. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little in the light of one's acts. So we haven't met a requirement there, which is interesting. Not sure which requirement.
And I
think that's
the
everything.
birthing bell. It is where I could draw new... Yes. The ritual, the expectant mother. I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child.
Let's continue our journey for now. Interesting. So, Dream and Memory is the Grieving Mother's quest. I met a strange woman whom I know only as the Grieving Mother. She's a powerful cipher who shrouds herself from plain view. Yet even though our minds experience a powerful communion, I know little about her or where she came from. When I first encountered the Grieving Mother on the road, I experienced a dream, or was it a memory, of childbirth. Perhaps the Grieving Mother herself can explain what I saw. She didn't realize that I'd seen inside her mind, nor did she know exactly what this vision was. If I can help her recall the details, perhaps then she'll be able to tell me more. The memory involved a place known as the Birthing Bell. It was clearly of great significance to the Grieving Mother. Perhaps she can tell me something of what happened there and why it's important to her. The Grieving Mother was a midwife at the Birthing Bell, and she used to read the souls of unborn children. However, she admitted that such readings were often fabricated based on what the expectant mother wanted to hear. She clearly thought she was doing these women and their children a service, but she wasn't inclined to discuss the matter further at this moment. Perhaps she'll open up more as our journey continues. Interesting. Well, that was a lot of very well written dialogue for the most part. Used the word suddenly a little too much, but otherwise no complaints. Now we need to go speak to Treagle, the courier, and see if he knows where Elise has gone. And I'm pretty sure she's through this door or something like that. But anyway, let's speak to Saban first. Like I said, Treagle handles customers around here. I just handle the dies. Alright, well in that case, let's speak to Treagle. He wipes a splotch of dye from his elbow with his shirt tail. Something else you need? What can you tell me about Alice Harrand? He shrugs. Only that her father's men have been banging down doors and stirring up trouble looking for her. I never met her myself. Hindina said you two had met. He folds his arms, the smell of tallow and animal dung wafting off of him. Did she now? And what else did she say? She saw the two of you talking. What was it about? Her father's dragged her out here to get hitched to some backwoods noble. She wanted an escape, all right, and I was happy to give it to her. We snuck across the river a few nights ago for some private time. Come to find out we weren't exactly alone. An ogre, taller than Winfrith's tails, sprung out of the forest, and we were so lost in the heat of the moment, we didn't notice it until it was upon us. It grabbed Alice and disappeared into the night before I could even pull my britches up. Why didn't you mention this to her father? Don't take this the wrong way, but this shop smells like an outhouse. Am I really to believe that a lord's daughter snuck into the woods with you? Treagle scowls. Curb that clever tongue of yours. I'm afraid there's no right way to take that, stranger. Just tell me what really happened. I don't repeat myself. Not for you, and not for some noble's toadies either. He wipes his dye-stained hands on his trousers and turns back to his work. I'm very suspicious of you. And what's in that tower? Treagle claims that an ogre took Ayla somewhere near the Bale River east of Deerford. While I had a hard time believing she snuck away with him, there may still be some clues in the wilderness. Alright. Well, we were going to go to the wilderness anyway, so may as well. Cross the river here and see what's in store for us. What? On we go. These people have nothing to hide. Why won't they let us search? To think this place used to be a noble's keep, and these hayseeds tore it down.
Keeping quiet.
Alright. Well, we'll go to Deerford Crossing. Take us 4 hours to get there. Which isn't too long, I suppose. Now, I don't know how we're going to go in combat, because we've swapped out Kana and Pelagina for Horavius and Grieving Mother. Which I don't think is ideal, really. We don't really need 2 ciphers, but, well, you know, we'll see. Alright, so it's night time here. What do we have here? A wood beetle. A few wood beetles. I think I can take them. Ooh, Spallings. Okay. Spirit shift you, please. You know what would be nice? Is if you use Phantom Foes. You can go like that other wood beetle. Thank you very much. You can use that.
Hi?
My head is spinning.
Horavius is strong.
Stand clear. I think I'm gonna vomit.
I think he did good damage by the looks of it. What was he saying about his head?
Yeah.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
What do we have here? Barath spell. Alright, well that was okay. We killed some beetles and some Spallings. Got some more wood beetles.
Let's
here.
go.
Nice.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Yes.
Loot it. There we go.
Let's go. Sure. Steady does it.
Okay, we can cross there, I think, by the looks of it. We can cross there as well. Okay. There's a path going up here. Where does this go to? That goes... It goes nowhere. Looks like it should go somewhere, but don't go nowhere. At least not yet. Maybe
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Maybe that's for, unlocks an area later. Right, well in that case, let's cross here.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Stone beetle. Okay. It's alright.
Need something?
Get in there. Let's, what do we want to do? Saurit Priest. I'm not worried about that. What does this one do again? It steals... uses the target's strength of mind against it, stealing a portion of its resolve in order to better deflect incoming attacks. How would I know what resolve they have? I don't think it matters, right? Like, I still get... Let's see, her deflection is 44. I guess I'll see what happens.
Huh?
Hit the priest.
Yes?
Actually, you know what? Throw Slick in.
What?
Whack the priest as well.
Need something? Aye?
Man, Gravius does good damage.
Yes?
Very impressive. Cool. That was a pretty easy fight. Alright.
Steady does it.
So what do we have here? We've got some statue.
Huh?
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
This goes off somewhere else. And this goes off somewhere else as well. Alright. I'll come back to that statue. I'd like to fully clear the area first. Golden celery. Lots of deer around. An elder wolf. Okay. I can take an elder wolf. I'm fine with that. On 2 elder wolves, yeah, that's okay.
What?
Let's get this blessing up.
Moen Ixiana.
You can attack that one.
Yes?
You can... Let's paralyze that one.
What?
Go whack that one. I can paralyze this one. Maybe having 2 ciphers isn't the worst thing after all, actually. What are they weak to? Pretty much anything. You know what, let's use Soul Ignition, actually, on that one. Do a lot of burn damage. You can just whack it. You can stand that one. Nice.
Sure.
On the hunt.
Fantastic. Rite of Youthful Spirits.
Aye?
Huh?
Actually, I should look at what that one does. Oh, I've got a bunch of them. Extra athletics. Okay. Go attack that one. Let's paralyze that one.
How may I help?
What?
Let's do that.
Yes?
Let's do that. You know what? Let's do this one on that wall. can hit that wolf. Oh, Haravius, you're a beast! So what's he doing in that? Briefly accelerates the attack rate of the druid. Oh, I haven't even used that. Once per rest. That'd be quite useful. 24 to 37 slash damage, and then he's also doing extra shock damage on top of that.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can find.
Grieving Mother is also getting sneak attacks, which is nice.
Sure.
Grieving Mother's not bad as well, actually. Golden Celery. And we've got a loose brick. Some stuff.
Comes the flame reveal.
On the hunt.
Alright, so that's fine. Okay, so it's really this part here.
Laying low.
Ooh, a Widowmaker. That's interesting. It's been a while since I've fought spiders. Let's bring the spiderlings towards us.
What?
You can use that, please.
Aye?
You can use that, please.
Oh, it.
May as well use that. You may as well use that.
Your thoughts
And
must flow
you
deeply indeed.
Can use... I don't want to use that yet.
What?
Let's use that one.
Yeah.
I can shoot that one.
How may I help?
Oops, someone leveled up. Use that on that. Hit that. Let's move you up.
Yes?
Now we'll use these. Get up there, please.
Your thoughts must flow
In
deeply
fact, you can
indeed.
use that one now.
Yes? Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Who leveled up? Haravius leveled up. Oh, awesome. He's already a beast. Nice and quiet.
Alright, let's level you up. We'll give him... damage reduction, or... let's give him more athletics. Ooh, and he can master a spell. Charm Beast. Dancing Bolts. Nature's Mark. Nature's Vigor. Nature's Mark. Sunbeam for burn damage. Talon's Reach for foe AoE slash damage. Not a huge radius. Tanglefoot will hobble for 5 seconds only. Vile Thorns. I think I need to look at what the radiuses are of these
Need
spells.
something?
And it's not huge, but it's something. Sunbeam's small. That's even smaller. Tanglefoot's large, but it only lasts 5 seconds. Or is it as long as they stay... as long as they stay in that area for 25 seconds, they will be tangled. But it also affects us. So we'd have to be careful with that. What about this one? Oh, that's a cone, so that's a no. And this one There's a cone as well. Yeah, I don't like cones so much. I think dancing bolts seems like a good one to just be able to use for free every time. This one seems a bit too... I don't know, actually, you know, it wouldn't be the worst. You know, just have to make sure I don't step foot in it. Maybe Tanglefoot is the way to go. So much damage does that do? 17 to 28. Yeah, that's pretty good too, though. I feel like I'd probably just use the damage one more than the Tanglefoot one. Go with the damage one, I think. If I need Tanglefoot, I'll just spend this spell point on it. So we'll get this shock AoE one. Which makes sense given he's spec'd into shock as well. And we've unlocked the 5th level spells. We've got Cleansing Wind, which is a heal. We've got Embrace the Earth Talon, which does slash damage and petrifies. Trio of stone claws erupt from the ground, petrifying and inflicting slash damage. We've got Firebug, a fearsome ball of fire bounces from enemy to enemy up to 8 times, causing burn damage. That's pretty cool. That seems like a cool spell. Plague of Insects summons an enormous infestation of venomous insects, dealing raw damage over time, reducing concentration and sickening anyone in the area of effect. Oh, that's awesome. That's huge. That's a big spell. I like that. Relentless Storm, also a big spell. Brings a deadly storm into being, striking enemies frequently in the area of effect with lightning bolts that stun and deal shock damage. I like that one a lot as well. I reckon we can probably take out those dudes in level 7 of the Endless Path now, the Adra Animats and the Adragans that I was having trouble with. I think with Haravius on board should be a much easier time. Even the Grieving Mother is actually quite helpful, I think. More helpful than I've given credit. What do we have here? Ooh.
Found something.
And Grizzly Cave. And we have found a Ring of Deflection. Nice. Let's take that, because I can give that to someone, I'm sure. So, what do you have? Ring of Protection and Ring of Deflection. That's probably good for Pallegina, I would think. Actually, it'd be good for Haravius too, because he's up front in his Spirit Shift. So let's give that to him. 53 deflection now. I would love to get a Ring of Protection for him as well, to boost his other defenses. Same with Grieving Mother, she could use those too. Alright, let's go check out what's over there.
I shall be discreet.
Oh, maybe we can't go up there until we go through the cave, yeah. Looks like that might be the case. Oh, no, this must be the worm nest. Or the beginning of the worm nest. Oh, okay. Something over there. Alright, well let's take out these worms.
What?
So, let's use Blessing. Oh, they're just gonna sit from range, are they? Alright, well let's move up. Go whack them, please. You can go steal from that. You can Spirit Shift and go whack that one.
What?
You can go up nice and close.
Aye?
Huh?
Okay.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
May as well use that. Oh, why can't I? That's annoying.
What?
Yes?
Nice damage.
That's it!
Oh man, they went down really quick. But that's good. That's what we want. Cool. Alright. One set of worms cleared. Looks like there's more over here and then some people over there to deal with. We'll just go like that. That's fine. Let's get our blessing up. Put it there.
Aye?
I don't want to use Slicken, I don't think.
Mow it.
We'll use that. That's fine. Let's use that. Where's Herodias?
Need something?
Spirit shift, please. Now you can let's move you forward. You can go attack that one. And let's use that. Guys, move up. Now whack that one. You can knock that one down.
Your thoughts must flow deep indeed.
How may I help?
Yeah.
How may I help?
Huh?
Shoot that one now. Nicely done.
I'll see what I can find.
Alright. Okay, I think I've explored there, but we can go down here. Maybe we can get to that guy over here. Maybe. Ooh, a forest lurker. Okay, they're weak to burn damage, which is good to know. Pigra and Menpigra. Okay. Alright. Let's get our blessing up.
Yes?
Let's use that. Spirit shift you. Go there.
Need something?
You can use that. And I guess we'll just start wailing on that one.
How may I help?
Let's use Slicken in this situation.
Yeah.
Oh, they're immune to paralyze. Oh, they are immune to paralyzed. Okay, I should have checked. It's my fault.
Yes?
Okay, now let's use that. And oh, the Pigra's amongst us. That's okay. Why is
Need something?
still going on? Watching too much Dune.
Yes?
Herodias. Not attacking. Now he's attacking. Durance, can you do something? Actually, what you can do is even better. And I'll get you to use one fireball. Okay, you need to go up there now. You need to shoot that one or something. Actually, soul ignition could be good. Let's use it on.
What?
Low on health. Let's use that.
How may I help?
Need something?
Silent scream. We got knocked out. Damn, those earth blights, man. What a pain in the behind. See if we can fix ourselves up a bit. Ooh, Haravius. You're a bit low on health there, buddy. What about Burst of Summer Flame? Not enough to save him. And Endurance is also going down, which is no good. It's a tougher fight than I thought, actually. Adair, maybe knock it down. Alright. I think we'll make it out. Actually turned out to be a little tougher than I had anticipated. At least Adair is such a tank. Alright. Alright, so we made it. Never easy when they can teleport through your lines. I have a corpse with Boots of the Long March, plus 15 max endurance, plus 2 athletics. Alright, let's see who we can give that to.
I shall be discreet.
Ah, so there is actually another entrance to get to that. Boots of the Long March. Who's not wearing boots? You're not wearing boots, but you don't really need more endurance. Endurance could use more endurance. So could Haravius. Give it to Haravius for now. He's got a concussion, which isn't ideal. Sprained wrist and severe wound. Okay.
Quiet!
So, Talina, Elfia, Norgar, Sevis, Ralph, and Blissa. A man turns to face you, wiping blood from his estoc. His knit brows betray a moment of confusion. But as he watches you, a slow, confident smile creeps over his face. The Iron Brand does not meet many travelers this far from the road. What would they be doing out here? Ralph. An elven man cocks his head at the other. Probably after that dragon egg, same as us, boss. A dwarf curses and spits into the grass. It's a rhetorical question, you dimwit. He tightens his grip on his sword. Everyone knows the roads between the villages are crawling with brigands. They're obviously bandits, same as us. Why would you want a dragon egg? He laughs. To sell it, of course. If I wanted to eat it, I would have grabbed some pigs from that farm in Deerford too. What did you know about dragon eggs? He shrugs. They are round and large, and they come from dragons and drakes. What else is there to know? Only that drakes mark their eggs, so you'd better hope you've sold it to the next poor sod before the mother comes looking for it. I kind of want to kill them, but let's see what this does. The other bandits whisper amongst each other. The leader holds up his hand. Quiet! You can't seriously believe this, and even if it is true, we'll sell it before that happens. I'm not taking any chances with drakes. Say what you want. I'm out. She hurries off. I'd rather kill them all, to be honest. Although, let's see. I'm just wondering. I just want to see if that character... No, yeah. I'd rather just kill them all. We'll just kill them all. It's more fun that way.
I shall be discreet.
Alright. So, yeah, why would you want a dragon egg? And what do you know about them? Plenty, which is why you shouldn't go disturbing their nests. He grins. I appreciate the warning, but I think I'll take my chances. Surely we can divide the spoils somehow. An excellent idea. Just leave your coppers and equipment in a pile at your feet, and we'll call that a fair split. Boss, I don't think they're going for it. He shrugs, raising his blade. It was worth a try. Alright. Now, the fun part. So, use that. Move you forward.
Aye?
Move you forward. Let's get a nice little slicken over there. You can use that. You can get into that. You can pop that sucker down. Let's get the Psychovampiric shield up for you. And I'll have you shoot... You shoot her. You can knock him down.
Need something?
And now you can use this.
Need
I'll
something?
get you go around and this one. Let's use that. Let's get you on that one.
Yes.
And we'll get you to do that again. Now you can keep whacking that one. And let's do that.
Need something?
You can use this as well. Oh, did I just use regular spell? I don't know.
What?
Let's use that. Keep whacking that one now.
Aye?
You can whack him.
Yeah.
Let's use him. Shoot him. Whack that one. Nice. Whack that one then. Actually, you can go off. Oh, he got exploded by, how much damage did I do? Crits for 79 pierce damage. Wow. Well, there we go. Killed them all.
Right.
Easy done. Alright. So we get some good loot out of that. Hopefully. Ooh, very good loot. Exceptional S-stock. Fine greatsword, fine wand, ironbound grimoire, which arduous delay of motion is the only one we don't know from that. 30% attack speed. I'll just yeah, we'll buy that one. And some more fine gear. Stag helm, athletic and dexterity +1. Take that. And the rest of it I'll just take. Yeah.
Nice and quiet.
Cool. And that's the egg up there. Not sure how to get to it. Nest egg. So Hendina told me about a drake's nest east of the village. She thinks it's been abandoned by the drake, but not apparently by a coven of worms. She was attacked by the worms when she tried to get close to the nest, but she would no doubt appreciate it if I could get an egg for her. I had to fight some bandits who appeared to be looking for the egg too, and I found the abandoned roost perched atop a cliff in the northeast area of Deerfoot Crossing. It looks like a difficult climb. I may want to check my supplies before I attempt it. Alright, we should be able to do it with a grappling hook. Yeah, let's give you this one. Athletics and dexterity and immunity to stuck. Perfect for Horavius. Very good. Okay. Happy with that. Cool. Let's do this now. The cliff face is blackened and melted like candle wax. There's a small outcropping overhead with what appears to be a crude nest. It looks like a challenging climb. We'll hurl a grappling hook to the outcropping. You toss the grappling hook over the ledge, holding the attached rope with one hand. The hook lands with a satisfying clang, and you secure the line with a firm tug. Okay, we'll climb the rope. You take another look at the cliff. There may only be space for one person at the top. Ooh. Guess I'll go myself. The rope makes for a quick ascent. You climb to the nest in the cliff with ease. The nest is surrounded by glowing embers. Twigs and bones litter the area. An egg the size of a small keg is nestled among the detritus. It looks heavy and awkward to carry. Let's secure the egg with a rope and lower it. You tie a rope around the egg. We'll use another grappling hook. You lower the egg with slow, steady motions. Once the prize has reached the bottom and settled into the dirt, you safely climb down the cliff. Better not to risk it. So cool, we got the dragon egg and we can take it to Hendina. That's pretty much everything here except the ogre cave and the broken statue. Or the grizzly cave, but I presume that's where the ogre is. Because we haven't found him yet. And ogres like caves, don't they? Pretty sure they do.
Steady does it.
Alright. Let's see what we have in here. Find the ogre's lair somewhere in the wilderness. Search the cave at Deerfoot Crossing. Alright. Cave coral. Oh, spiders. Alright. Spirit shift you. And we'll... Oh, you're stuck, are you? You should, please. Alright, I didn't realize we were gonna get... Oh, sides. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. Oh, that is really not good. How did we pull the entire room? Oh, that's nonsense. What am I supposed to do against that? Slick. Oh, that's really no good. Here we go, I could dominate a bunch of maps. That could help.
What? Need something?
Fire still. My feet.
Alright, now I think I'll have to reload that one. Pulled like everything.
Right.
Gotta go back inside. Thought I had a nice choke point going there, and then all the other spiders rushed forward.
Nice and slow.
There we go. Alright. So, we'll go here this time. Oh. Oh. Oh, you bastard. Okay.
I'm stuck.
Of course I'm stuck. Of course I'm stuck. Why wouldn't I be stuck? And it's gonna pull everything. Okay, I think I need to choke point here.
Aye?
Can I slick in here, maybe?
Yeah.
Not worried about him
Need
so
something?
much. Yeah, let's try that. You know what, let's try that now. Can I disengage? No. Almost. What are they weak to? Flame. Let's just fireball them.
Aye?
One more. One more for the road. Alright, made it through
How may I
that
help?
horrible pool. I should have choke pointed them back here or something. Anyway, it's alright. Got there in the end. I'll need to rest though for
And what does the flame
main.
reveal?
the Cipher for Kasemir. Oh, this cave is perhaps bigger than I had anticipated. Let's go back this way.
Keeping an eye out.
Thick webs ripple in the cavern breeze. Mummified remains are tangled within them. Scroll of Bewilderment. A pearl. Okay, I'm alright with that, but let's not give them a chance to make it too far.
How may I help?
Let's use that, please.
Than rock.
Maybe switch to your crossbow for the moment. You can switch to that. Nice, okay, then you can switch to doing that. Nice. Alright, this pull went a lot better. The difference it makes when your line doesn't get broken. Nice.
Quiet.
Yeah, that went a lot better. Okay, we got more spiders here. Okay, it's fine. Let's... What do I want to do? Get you up there.
What?
Yeah. Yes? Take word then.
Need something?
Nice. Oh, Spider Queen, big one. Okay. That's alright. As long as we're being clear about what we're doing, that's okay.
Aye?
Alex, you need to get up there, buddy.
Slowly.
And I'm worried about this. That's no good. That's no good at all. Let's do that, though. Let's use that. Can we do something about that? That's not helping. They are weak to burn damage, though. Should I just flame them out?
Lord.
Shoot that one.
Slow.
Burn damage, huh? Kill that. Can't get spells off when he's in the front line, I suppose. Let's use that. Does raw damage, doesn't it? Kind of want to use it just to see how much damage it does. Might not be optimal, but let's go. Oh, it just nuked the Spider Queen. Wow. 93 raw damage, and we just, yeah, decimated it. Did it explode? I don't know.
Ready to sleep like the dead.
Alright, everyone is very low on health.
Laying low.
So, where are we at? There's something down there.
Found something.
Hello? And that's it. Okay, so I think that's... probably that's where the ogre is, right? And the rest of the cave is cleared, right? Hopefully. Alright. We'll just rest quickly. You can... +1 damage reduction, damage first flank. Yeah, you can keep that. I'll give you damage, +10% damage to flank targets. Same with you. Same with you. Same with you. Because everyone will be flanked when I use that Cipher ability. Alright. Alright, this is definitely the ogre's lair.
It could be worse. There could be more bones.
So there's an elder bear and a bear. Skulls and bones from an assortment of kith and beasts litter the cavern. They've been crushed, scored, gnawed, and punctured by something with fangs as thick as an Amawa's finger. More cave coral. This ogre must be over there then. Let's get over here. There he is. At least I'm kind of choke pointing here. Korgrak. As you advance into the darkness, the ground begins to tremble. You hear plodding footfalls, growling breaths, and bone-snapping crunches. An ogre steps out of the shadows, 10 feet tall and bulging with muscle. He tears a mouthful from a hoofed, pink-fleshed limb and tosses it aside. He watches you from under the thick ridge of his brows. Too well equipped to be a villager. A bandit from the road, then. Must be. The ogre snorts and tightens his grip around a club. I've kept to myself. Killed no one but the fools reckless enough to chase me down here. Why have you come looking for me? I'm looking for a young elven noblewoman. She's gone missing. Korgrak's snarl reveals a row of large, stained teeth. I've done my best to avoid Kith, especially the kind that might give rise to search parties. He scratches his knuckles and eyes you. She never came here. Of that I'm sure. Then I'll look elsewhere. First I want to ask you something more. He glares at a spot over your shoulder as if he expects to see someone lurking behind you. Speak fast. If you've been minding your own... what are you doing in this cave? Hiding from your kind. He scratches the tusk, glaring at you. Kith driven from their homes by strange storms, bandits out for blood and coin. My kind is unsafe around Kith at the best of times, but now, tempers run hot, and ogre blood is valued among your alchemists. His fingers flex around his club. The only reason you'd hole up in a spider-infested cave is if you really feared something out there. Yeah, it's a good point. He smashes his club into the ground. I told you, the Kith on the road these days hunger for anything they can eat or sell. I wouldn't last a week wandering the open, not by myself. He clutches his club with both hands and draws it closer. And you seem sensible enough to understand that now that you found me here, I can't let you leave. Ooh, okay. I hear there's another town further along the river with lots of pigs and juicy villages. Leave this village in peace, I won't tell you again. You don't need to stay in this miserable cave. I'm sure a big strong ogre like you would have no problem out in the wood. This place isn't safe. Even if you kill me, it's only a matter of time before someone else finds you. I could invite him to Cardnua. You know, I would like to think a bit more about this. I want to see what his other dialogue options are as well. Let's see, I want to see what else we can ask him. So we ask him that. What about, if you've been minding your own business, how did all these bones get here? He grinds his teeth with impatience. Spiders got most of them. The rest blundered in here looking for trouble. Okay. We've asked that one. A farmer from Deerford claims you ate his pigs. He rams a fist into the wall and roars. Then I should have eaten the blazing farmer. I underestimated the love these villagers have for their swine. Calm down, perhaps you could tell me something else. His toothy frown deepens. What? So, what about this one? I noticed you're favoring your leg. You're weakened. And it won't stop me from braining you and any other raider foolish enough to pursue me here. Oh, okay. So that just goes to combat. Alright, well, I think we might leave it there. I just want to ponder a bit more what we do with Korgrak here. So I might just drop a save and then wrap it up there. Been going a little bit longer than I intended anyway, but it was cool to clear out the spiders and everything. So drop a save there. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thank you for joining me. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, leave comments, etc. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have fun.